It is the end of an era. All JoAnn stores will be closed by the end of May 2025. Welcome to Sewing Report Live. I'm Jen. We're going to be going over the latest with the JoAnns liquidation sales, which stores are closing and when. I have all the details. I know it feels like we've been covering this for quite some time, so thank you for sticking with me the past 2 years as I've been reporting on this company. I know it's quite a shocker. I know to a lot of us, JoAnns has been around for decades and decades. I've been shopping there since I was a kid, and I'm pretty old. And I know a lot of you are still trying to deal with this all and figuring out what's next for you in terms of where you're going to be shopping for fabric, sewing supplies, craft supplies. All right, so here is the latest on the JoAnns website. This is what they're now advertising. And also keep in mind, this is no longer really the JoAnns we knew and loved. This is an entity that is now owned by a liquidation company, a Great American Group. So it's really not JoAnns anymore. But you can see on their website, so I know there's been a lot of online scams. You cannot purchase online from JoAnns anymore. So they have a big notice that says, important notice, beware of fake JoAnn websites. As of Wednesday, March 5th, yeah, that was a few months ago as of this taping, purchases on joann.com have been disabled. There are no other authorized JoAnn shopping websites. Please see your local store for all your crafting needs. So some stores are already closed. At this point, they've closed about 255 stores, and all of the remaining stores will be gone by the end of the month. So you've got a few weeks left. So they're advertising going out of business. Time is running out now. Apparently 50 to 70% off. All sales are final. So no returns. They're not taking gift cards anymore. Discounts may vary by store. I don't believe they're cutting fabric anymore. At this point, you probably have to buy like whatever's there, like if it's on the bolt, remnants, that sort of thing. They're also now selling fixtures, furnitures, and equipment. They also say recently restocked thread, yarn, sewing, crafting, supplies, and more. So here's their latest advertisement: yarn and needle arts, 50% off. Cricut cutting machines and heat press, 50% off. Cotton fabrics, 50 to 60% off. Fleece, 50 to 60%. Ditto machine and supplies. I know a lot of you have questions. In fact, I have a Ditto that I have not opened yet as far as what's going to go on, because this is a device that relies on it's app based. So if the company no longer supports the app, this sewing pattern projector is useless. So I've been keeping an eye. There is a Facebook group. I did hear that the Big Twist yarn brand has been acquired by another company. I don't know in what shape and form that's going to continue in terms of will everything be the same? I don't know, but Big Twist has been acquired by another brand. Coats & Clark, Gutermann thread, 50% off. Beads and finished jewelry, 70% off. Home decor fabric and trims, 50 to 70% off. So they are selling fixtures, furnitures, and equipment, including Glowforge, True Meter, True Measure, fabric and carpet measurement machine, Grace Unique. Okay, so they're selling sewing machines, quilting machines, gondola, cutting tables, rolling metro racks, U-boats, and more. So it says, speak to the manager for details. So I know people have been reporting varied experiences based on the store location. But yeah, just keep in mind, you can't return anything. I've also heard people saying that the sales aren't amazing. So I'm probably not going to, I don't know. I might check it out maybe maybe the last week, couple weeks or so. I don't know. I don't want to feel like a vault. I don't know. One, I don't really need anything. So I don't really want to go just to go. So we'll have to see. But I may just stop by and see what's going on. But I'm not really going to be filming anything in the store. I would just be going. So we'll have to see. I haven't really decided yet. Let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see me check out one of my local JoAnn stores. If they're open, I'll have to check. All right, so here is the latest on the store closings. All right, so This is from USA Today. Oh, and by the way, all of the resources are linked down below in the description box. Joann to close all remaining stores in May after shuttering 255 in April. What to know? 1/3 of all Joann stores closed for business permanently in April, and now the rest are set to follow in May. The fabric and craft retailer announced plans to close every store in February after filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy for the second time within a year and selling its assets. Since then, the company has gradually rolled going out of business sales, with 112 stores closing on April 28th. A total of 255 locations shuttered in April, according to Joann McCusker. Is that okay? Interesting that her name is Joann. A spokesperson for GA Group, the retail liquidator that won all of Joann's chain's assets through auction in February. Also, if you're kind of new here, I've been covering this for a while, so you can check out some of the previous coverage if you want to see like more of the backstory with what happened with all of the bankruptcies and the company history, the stock, former CEOs, all of that stuff is here on the channel. The retailer has not announced the remaining locations closing soon, but McCusker confirmed the majority of closures will happen in May. Here's what to know. All right, so why are Joann's closing? The closure of every Joann's store comes after the Hudson, Ohio-based retailer filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy for a second time within a year and auctioned its remaining assets. Also, I'm curious to know about what's going to happen with some of their intellectual property, like the social media accounts. I'll be watching for that. Will anyone purchase some of the digital assets or maybe trademark properties? They have a lot of intellectual property and other types of assets that aren't just physical. All right, on February 22nd, retail liquidator GA Group and Joann's term lenders won the bidding for the company. Joann announced the closure of more than 500 stores in February through the date, though the dates of each closure have varied per location. All right, we've already seen that. Okay, so who is the GA Group? Scott Carpenter, CEO of GA Group's Retail Solutions, said GA Group has a decades-long history with Joann. Their past work includes assisting Joann in buying former competitor House of Fabrics in the late 1990s and helping increase the retailer's store footprints from 2006 to 2016. Carpenter said the new ownership group is planning to roll out a multi-million-dollar retention plan for Joann's around 19,000 employees. That includes organizing job fairs and granting workers time off so they can interview for other jobs. So on this article, you can check to see if your store is already closed. So you can see here's the locations, and then this is actually 11 pages. So you can scroll through this and see if the store closest to you is on it. If not, then it's probably still open, but only for, a few remaining weeks. USA Today is waiting back to hear from Joann about which locations are closing in May. Here's another article from Fast Company. So they also have a list if you want to check out theirs, kind of the same information. Theirs is more of a list by state, so if you want to see which stores are closing, you can check that out as well. And I did see some bankruptcy court news. So there was supposed to be an omnibus hearing on May 6th. Now this hearing has been canceled several times, so I don't think it's happening at this point. But and there was really nothing groundbreaking. They were just going to go over stuff pertaining to the bankruptcy, but that wouldn't change anything. So I can see why they don't really need to do it anymore. It's not like there's, the company's going out of business, so they're not moving forward. So I can see why they keep canceling this hearing. So here is the cancellation notice, and I just saw that on the docket website, so I was like, okay. So it says notice of agenda of matters scheduled for hearing on May 6th at 1 p.m. And I was going to try to listen in if it happened, but it's not. As no matters are going forward with the court's permission, this hearing is canceled. So they were just gonna go over stuff with who they owed money to, that kind of thing, but really nothing super groundbreaking. So that's not gonna happen. At this point, I'm not a bankruptcy attorney or an expert, but I would not be surprised if there really was no further, court events. So that may be over. So yeah, guys, this is really happening. I cannot believe that JoAnns couldn't make it. Like, I'm disappointed. I'm genuinely disappointed that a company this large couldn't survive. I know we're probably going into some tough times, but yeah, it's like if they can't make it, who else can make it? Also, I know I've had a lot of folks asking where else to buy fabric and sewing supplies. Quick self-promotion plug. I sell fabric and sewing supplies myself on Etsy. If you want to support a small solo business, you can head to sewingreport.etsy.com. And I am going to be adding some new products. In fact, I just got a delivery today that I will be updating pretty soon once I take photos and do the listings. So I sell a very curated selection of stuff. Like, this is stuff I use personally. So that's how I stock the shop. I was like, if I like it and I use it, I have been just ordering it and putting it in the Etsy shop. Yes, free shipping over $35, and I ship within the United States. You can see some of the stuff I have. I also sell, I've been dabbling a little bit with some stuff I make myself. Not a whole lot, but I've been selling like little scarves for handbags and whatnot, and some little like zipper pouches. I may dabble in it a little bit, so we'll have to see. But I've been selling quilt fabric, I've been able to get some pretty decent deals on rayon, and I do have some knit fabric and some bundles and some woven sewing labels, other types of stuff, marking pens, pins. I'll probably try to stock some more thread soon, so we'll have to see. But if you want to check out some of the stuff I've got in the shop, you can do so at sewingreport.etsy.com. I also, down in the description box, I have some of these are affiliate links, but some other resources for where you can source supplies. I also did a whole video here on the channel about where else you can shop and where I shop personally, and I kind of shared my own experiences as a customer. So I know it's going to be tough. There's not a lot of physical store options. I know some of you are lucky to live near independent fabric shops. Some of you don't, though, and a lot of us do rely on online retailers for our supplies. Also, like, I share a car with my husband, so online shopping is a lot more convenient for me because I don't have a lot of access to the car. So some of you might not be able to, some of you might not have a car or be homebound. So it is important that we have places to go online for buying supplies. So that's the latest with what's going on with the JoAnn liquidation, store closings, and whatnot. Also, if you are new here, I do have some general ground rules for the comment section. So I will leave those in a pinned comment down below in the comment section. I just ask that you be civil, be polite, and there's some other general rules. But I know I cannot believe this is almost over. Like, I'm genuinely in disbelief. So I'm Jen with Sewing Report Live. I will see you again in the next one, and subscribe to this channel if you want to, going forward, get sewing news and sewing topics. I dabble in a little bit of everything, but let me know also what kind of videos you would like to see here on this channel. I also have another channel just called Sewing Report. If you want just straight up sewing, quilting, embroidery, sewing machine videos.